Firebear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Operation Aegis, our Lancer actual play. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And with me tonight will be Patrick playing Freddy, Eric playing Uriah, Jeremy playing Cortev, Sarah playing Vika, and Carr playing Tiana. And who remembers where we left off last week?
Entering Rapture.
If that's a reference, I don't get it.
It's not
Bioshock.
incorrect.
Okay. I'll admit I kind of thought it might be Bioshock, but I never played the game. So.
It was good, but I think it's gotten overrated over time.
It very much has. Although it did inspire a lot of good stuff, so I can't really...
Yes.
All right. So yeah, last week y'all finished off with the sea serpents. Had to keep finding a couple of managed to get most of them to just run off though.
Yeah.
You made your way to the site you had to check out. It was indeed a base, as suspected. There were no forces confronting you outside, just sentry weapons, which y'all took out pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we left off with you just cycling into the base through its big
We
airlock.
basically got into the lobby.
Yeah.
Which, other than some light alarms going off, the lobby at least was empty. And silent, like I said, other than those alarms.
Yeah.
Now, I know all of y'all are in there. Did Tiana bring the little drones that Cocaine Rabbit pilot? Or are they completely focused on handling the mech while you're gone?
One of them is handling the mech, the other one is with Ty.
Okay. Do you remember which one's which?
Whichever one wanted to stay behind. She asked them whichever one. It's like, does Cocaine want to go or does Rabbit want to go?
Interesting question. Cocaine volunteers to stay behind and guard.
Okay. Okay.
A set suggests that Rochambeau for it, but
There's also, I think, Whip is behind as well as a set. I think there's 3 of them. Yeah.
you have 4 NHPs spread among 3 mechs.
I think Cortev brought a drone.
Yes.
That's right, the
Cortev
shield drone.
brought his shield drone. Just to make it that much more difficult on Jason.
I didn't bring the Atlas, so.
I just assume that Coca's drone at the moment is just like latched onto Ty's back for the time being.
You mean rabbits?
Rabbits, excuse me.
Yep.
Too many NHPs.
The little holograph of her is like you guys and your pets. Oh. I mean, this is the first game you've played with us Tuesday nighters, Car, but
Yeah.
You play with most.
Usually
of these
you
guys.
have a lot of
There's
pets.
probably pets in their other games too.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got a little holographic. You got little rabbit's hologram sitting on your shoulder.
I was about to say, we didn't have a pet in the Star Wars one, but we did.
We did? Yes.
It was a droid.
It was a droid.
Kind of
Pet
too,
might
if you
be a
count
little racist.
BL.
Oh, yeah. We just got a bunch of droids. A
And
lot
you had the
of
loader
droids,
droid.
actually.
And you had the little buzz droids that were all sitting around playing Sabak when y'all weren't around.
Yep.
Good
If you
times.
didn't anthropomorphize them, we wouldn't attach onto them.
It's Star Wars. They are by default anamorphized.
So Was there what era did you guys play in? Since I wasn't a part of that game.
It was
After
after the
Battle
fall of the
Yavin.
Empire.
Okay.
When the Remnant was
Yeah.
just getting started. It was like before the blue guy showed up. I'm blanking on his name.
Oh.
Thrawn.
Wrong.
Thrawn, thank you.
Okay, because I was to say you should add a B1 battle droid.
They had one by the end. Well, they had hired.
Yeah.
He'd gone independent. They had hired him. Roger.
Yep.
B1 battle droids, just sentient enough to realize how terrible their existence was.
Yeah. There was a whole lot of them at the end of the campaign. Old secret base kind of thing. Anyway,
Mhm.
back to this campaign.
Why was I programmed to feel pain?
That's actually a good question because Palpatine wasn't into damaging droids because they're not alive. They weren't supposed to be able to feel it, so it was pointless. Anywho, in this game, y'all are standing in a lobby. Klaxons are going off. Like I said, they're not super loud, but they're noticeable.
Give me a minute. Let's see if we can find something to plug into to shut off the alarms because headache.
There's like a whole receptionist desk sort of area over to one side.
Oh, yeah,
Is
it's
there a
gonna go to
receptionist
that
there
then.
by chance?
What was that?
Let's go like,
Is-
is there a receptionist there by chance?
There is not. The room is empty other than y'all.
Just gonna walk up to them and go, "Excuse me, can you just turn off the alarm? We'll be a minute."
Well, it is empty, so
Go for it.
yeah. So he's gonna go over and just do the whole cyberpunk, like pull the cord out of his palm and.
I will keep cover with the shield drone.
You can't find
Alright.
a USB port. It's like this thing's running off a Commodore 64 or something.
Needed one of those old, like, monitor plugs that had the screws on the side.
Serial port, I think is what those were.
Yeah.
Would mechanic work for this or just straight roll plus grit?
And are you doing a hacking roll?
Yeah.
I'll give you a hand, so get a point of accuracy with it.
I think I think the hack is its own thing, isn't it?
It's hack and fix. It's the same skill.
Okay. Yeah, this would be a hack thing. So if you've got hack and fix, you can use that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just the roll with grit and the accuracy Freddy's
Yeah.
giving you.
19.
Yeah, not bad. You get in there,
Mm-hmm.
and this system has been disconnected from systems
Mhm.
deeper in the base.
Yeah.
However, you are able to control the volume of the alarm.
Can I just turn them off?
So you just turn the volume. The lights on the wall are still flashing every now and then, so the alarm is technically still going, but you know.
Yeah. So you're
It's
right.
not
Just
annoying
stands
anymore.
there. I can think. Anyway,
Delicious.
let's see if we can like pull up like a. This is a receptionist deck, so desk. Speaking of decks, see if you can pull up a map, like maybe they have like little brochure maps of like you are here.
Okay. Give
Let's see
me
if we can pull one of those up.
if you've got like an investigate.
Oh, that would be me, so I can probably.
That's true. And you
Probably
two are
give me
working together.
advantage.
Yeah.
So. Okay, yeah, it'd be fine.
Alright.
Patrick can roll this one.
All right.
Yeah, they're both like
Fair enough.
coordinating right now.
Mm-hmm.
Still holding. I'm just have the shield drone a little lattice field is past it. It's just like
Jeremy, did you
Sure,
ever
yeah.
play City of Heroes?
Did I play City of Heroes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember those jetpack pirate sky pirate guys
Yes.
and the annoying shield drones they would drop? Oh god. Every group I played with before we had tag group, we'd scan them. Are there any engineers? Everybody, it was like Geek and the Mage in Shadowrun.
Yeah.
You found the engineer and you dove on him first before he could drop that stupid drone. All right, what'd you get, Patrick?
That is a 14.
See,
Okay.
funnily enough, in Shadowrun, I was a technomancer that sat back with a sniper rifle. So sitting there going, all right, what's everybody doing? Wait, let me see your optics. There's a dude right there. Alrighty.
A buddy of me and Patrick, a buddy of ours, ran a short. It was D20 Modern, but he was doing kind of a
Yeah.
shadow run sort of thing. And I
Mhm.
think it was you, Patrick, that was playing the halfling who had the sniper rifle bigger than he was.
Yes, I had the Barrett 50 cal that was like twice my size.
I'm just reminded of that scene from Pirates where dude fired the gun and went flying back out the door.
Yep.
I think he had to have had to have one of the little bipod things to use it.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So with the 14, you pull up a. It's less a map and more the blueprint, which works out to about the same thing for your purposes. You also find out this is a pretty standard prefab sort of underwater base.
Like it was probably designed initially just like a deployable research center, and they just kind of took it over.
Yeah, it's like
You can smell the GMS.
no, this seems to be a barony design. And it's not that old. It's not like it's been here since they landed or something. And whoever's been using it recently, just took it over. From the dates that come up on the computer, it's been here about 2 years.
The computer or the base?
The base, from best you can tell.
Okay.
You look at the logs in the computer. Nobody's been using this receptionist desk. It's been used maybe twice since the thing was set up, but it's part of that baseline prefab. So they made modifications. They didn't bother with this lobby area. But you get the basic layout of the base. From the schematics you see, it apparently powers itself by what do they call it, thermal taps. They're using use geothermal.
Geothermal energy. Gotcha.
Which that and being inside built into the side of the mountain, it all goes to making it hard to detect, from the outside. This place was clearly built to not really be noticed. Because while it is technically outside the territorial waters of Farlandel, it's close enough that if their navy had just happened to notice it, there'd have been some investigating.
Non-threatening we are.
You said this hasn't been used in a while. When was the
No,
last?
I said it does not. Oh, the
Receptionist
lobby
desk hasn't been-
receptionist desk
Okay,
has not been
this
used.
has
It's
not
not
been
been used
used.
regularly. It's been used a couple times, maybe.
Okay. But the overall system is not connected to this per se.
Right. With this little area seems to have been cut off from the systems deeper in the base.
Gotcha.
Which, from a security standpoint, is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Now, while the computer nerds are doing their thing, what have the rest of y'all been doing?
Ty's been looking around, just the lobby area, just to see if she can find anything. I assume there's a door that goes like left and right, seeing as how this is laid out on this. Unless there's one that just goes one direction.
How what is laid out on what now?
I assume that if as soon as we walk in the lobby, like you look left or right, and there's a door to the left and the right, just as far as the map that we were looking at is laid out, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, you look on that map, y'all are on the in that
In the
little half
dome.
circle dome part, and then the rest of the base goes
Mhm.
back further and goes into the side of the mountain there.
That's on that end.
Meek is just keeping watch and occasionally watching the tech nerds do their thing.
Corteva's got his drone covering everybody.
Listening to see if anybody's like, if there's any kind of activity anywhere. As he's kind of like looking at through. This is like a big reception hall, right?
Yes.
Surely there's like doors and stuff around, and just nothing's happening.
There's two big doors that clearly lead further into the base, and there's a couple of office doors, like what's little like little office doors around the outer edge. Most of them are open, and the offices seem to be empty. Other than the tippity tappity of the nerds doing their thing, it is weirdly quiet. Now that the alarms are turned off, it's weirdly quiet.
It's hauntingly quiet. I don't like it.
Probably even quieter considering it's underwater.
Yeah, all the pressure.
That oppressive quiet.
Yeah.
There's like no outside noises. I mean, there probably were a few minutes ago when y'all were blowing stuff up, but yeah.
Also, if you hear noise in an underwater facility, that's never a good thing.
Also true.
All right, so computer nerd, you've gotten in there. You have gotten the layout of the facility. You see where the power is. You see deep down where there's where the computer core, main computer core, is kept. There are some lab facilities.
Considering what we're running up against, we may want to check the lab facilities first. That's where we can get at least some information.
You're muted, Eric.
Yeah, I realize that. Like, it'd probably be better to take hold of the power systems first, in case there's something here so they don't shut things down on us or lock us up somewhere.
Because when you've said that, we'd be able to probably determine where the power is going to. So we can figure out what areas are, like, getting the most power. The computer core, probably, first and foremost.
But that would probably show you where at least where current activity is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably check that out first. Then figure it out from there.
All right, so y'all are going to venture towards the power core or the power control facility.
Are they the same thing?
Yeah. I said power core like it was a spaceship or something. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, that's my vote.
I'll go wherever the group goes.
Same.
Sounds like we're going to power.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're going to power.
Power!
Do you indeed have the power?
All right, so y'all start down the hallway.
Maybe later.
You pass a few more offices that don't seem like they've been in any use. Everybody, give me this in D&D. This would be a notice check. So if you've got anything that you think would help you with perception,
Spot.
That'd be it.
Investigator, no.
No, this is more just a casual noticing.
Oh, okay.
Just roll a 20.
That's
I rolled
true.
a 9.
Just roll a 20.
Plus your group.
I just barely made it over the 10 limit.
Me too.
All right.
Ty is invisible, by the way. As soon as they had a plan to where they go, she turned on her stealth suit.
You go,
Plan.
and for
Yep.
just a second, there's a little rabbit just sitting in the air. And then you see her give her a start when she realizes it and she disappears.
Oh shit!
Sorry, rabbit.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, so everybody that got a 10. Notice as you go down the hallway, this quiet, this kind of oppressive quiet still going on. And you don't think about it until you pass an air vent and realize you don't hear the air moving.
Hmm.
And sure enough, you hold it behind the vent and it's not circulating the air.
Oh, fun.
Well,
Life
luckily,
support
we
is
all
down.
have hard suits. Well, most of
Yeah.
us.
Means
I
the
think we
life
all do.
support isn't on.
Now, Carr with a 20, or Tiana, I should say, with a 20, you probably notice that a second or two before everybody else does. Then you take a deep breath and you realize the air hasn't gotten stale at all. So the air, the life support has probably not been turned off very long.
Relay that to the team.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means
This
they
is
may
a
have
recent
evacuated after the attack.
See,
Or
And
they're
you-
waiting
you
to
know- Or it's
pump
a trap.
poisonous gas in here. Who knows?
And all of you have dealt with spaceships and star bases and stuff. A facility this size, even with the air turned off, it's going to be a while before that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
You
Should
do
still
not plan
probably
on being
move.
here that long.
I was gonna say we should still probably move pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's boogie.
All right, y'all continue down. There's an empty room here. There's an empty room there. You find some living quarters that do look like they've been used recently. You find the mess hall and kitchen, which has very definitely been seeing regular use.
Mm-hmm.
Right down to there still being a pot of coffee on the coffee maker. It's still warm, but the coffee maker's keeping it warm, so that doesn't mean much. But
Give me a
The
second.
fact that they're
He'll head in there, and just because he can, because of his subjectivity sync, he's just going to put a hand on the coffee maker. When did it turn on? Last.
it made that coffee about 2 hours ago.
Okay. Comes back out. So that coffee got made about 2 hours ago, so this is pretty recent.
They're saying it's still good.
Coffee whisperer. That checks out.
Coffee maker whisperer.
I mean, sis, you remember how much coffee I drank on my projects, right?
Remember how much coffee you still drink.
Kurtev goes in, keeps the drone with the group, goes in, grabs a cup, and just like, okay, let's go.
It's black coffee. It's very strong.
Good.
Just sitting there with a cup of coffee, just
Oh, that is black coffee.
you feel
know.
a fist hit you. You feel a fist hit your side, but you don't know where it came from.
Hey.
Venturing forward. This is
Calls-
my oh shit button, just in case I need to get somewhere quick.
This is also Uriah's oh shit button.
Calls back to Set. Have you seen any movement outside of the base since we've come in?
Nothing so far. Fish. Usual stuff. None of the big critters. Nothing artificial.
Keep a pretty active scan up. It's surprisingly empty in here so far. We don't know where they've gone.
I wonder if there's a back way out.
I mean, probably, but I don't know how far back out. It's built into a cliffside.
All right, sure. We'll let you know if they pick anything up.
Could she direct her a set?
Oh,
Oh, we lost your voice there,
you.
sir.
I don't know how. Okay.
Oh, well, you're
There
back.
you
there
You're
you are.
back.
Hey.
Could she direct a set to take the frame up and down a little bit either way along the base to see if there are any exits? Not super far.
Can NHPs automatically control the mech if they're in it? Or is that a particular system you have to have?
They
Let me
count
double
like
check.
NHPs count as an AI, and they can control the mech while you're not in it.
Okay.
They don't
Mhm.
benefit from any of your talents, like your pilot
well,
talents,
it's
Yeah.
except for the tier 3 technophile NHP, which does have the ability to use all of your pilot talents while it's piloting the mech for you.
Yeah.
Then yeah, she can march around and see if she can find a.
Don't go too far and try to keep a low profile as much as you can.
and Ty's gonna tell Koke to assist a set as best she can. Because the dog don't have good senses.
Also, you cut out like halfway through saying that.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh. The dog doesn't have good sensors.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Baylor only has a
Wonder
sensor range of
Discord.
5, but
Okay,
Wonder
so
if-
the dog
well,
and
you were warned.
you were warned will, they'll leave Whip guarding the door. So he'll keep a scan up for anything approaching while they go scout out. So you can continue down to the engineering section.
Mhm.
When you get there, the door is locked.
Uriah puts hands on the door.
I shall assist.
He's getting
That's
handsy with the
something I
door,
Catch these hands.
basically. As long as you have hack fix, you can technically assist.
So I can
I do.
add an addition. I had one as well.
Okay, 2d6.
2d6, take the highest.
Jeez. So 18.
All right.
My d20s don't like me, but thank goodness for that plus 10 to hack fix.
Oh yeah. Getting past the key code on this thing, piece of cake. Oh wait, there's also biometrics. Still not a problem.
Yeah.
And then the
Good
door
news,
shutters, but still doesn't open. And it keeps doing that, and you can hear like the motor or whatever supposed to be moving the door kind of strain.
Grinding. Okay, so there was mechanical sabotage.
Somebody give me a spot. Somebody who wasn't one of the nerds, already working on the door.
Can do.
Yep.
18.
$20.
Just roll a 20. Is that our theme for this particular game? Is just roll a 20?
Seems to be.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
come up once or twice.
Bless you.
Couple times.
Because on tight.
Thank you.
That's what you need. Merch. Just roll a 20 shirts.
New merch coming soon.
It would fit for most of the games.
Yeah, it would work for a few different ones.
Yeah.
So with the 20, Vika, you notice a little bit of what do they call it, a bead where somebody has welded something. Almost like it's oozed out from between the doors. So probably they welded it from the other side.
A really sloppy weld job.
It does not look. You don't figure it was necessarily real professional, but clearly it's gotten the job done because the door can't pull apart.
Right, just slowly raises a plasma pistol.
I don't think that will help it. Looking at it, does it look like maybe applying explosives or brute strength will open it?
Well,
I mean, explosives I know, but she is hesitant to use that underwater.
yeah, you don't know if you could really slam up against it and get much of anything done. Explosives would probably be quicker to do it. And you're deep enough in the base by this point that you're well within the underside of the mountain, so it's explode. As long as you don't use too much, as long as you know what you're doing.
She's got a
Explosives are
6 to blow
probably
something up.
relatively
She's
safe.
good.
Now, Cortev, you should have noted. I said Vika specifically. Both of you should have noticed the weld. Vika, you also hear murmuring on the other side of the door. Like, you can't make out necessarily the individual words, though you would guess that it's more the not the lead guys, the Shinar. That is probably their language.
Which is where the cult originated from.
She's gonna do this, like just looking, like catching all of their eyes, do this, and kind of thumb at the door.
The sword, the arm blade also comes out.
Going to pull just one of the thermite charges out, and probably adjust it to not blow a huge hole.
But you're definitely Rainbow Six sieging the door.
Oh, what do I have? My additional loadout stuff. 1 second.
Well,
Ty
let's see.
is
Yeah, I was just thinking of what
I do have
pilot stuff
flashbangs.
I had too.
yeah, Ty is moving back and positioning herself that if someone starts shooting, she's going to shoot.
I have my anti-photon visor down.
Takes a thermite, slaps it on the door. Before she arms it, she also pulls out one of the flashbangs, arms the door, and preps the flashbang for as soon as they come around the corner after the noise to chuck that at them as well.
All right, so you put the explosive in the door. Everybody backs off.
Mhm.
You blow the door. The welds do not hold up to that. Neither do the doors, though. They don't open like normal. They sort of spray inward. They're not torn completely out. It's like they're just kind of pushed forward. Plenty of room for anybody to run through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
If after a few moments no one does run through, she is going to toss the flashbang in.
Okay. As soon as it blows open, it's like it's just 2 or 3 seconds. There's just a hill of gunfire coming through the door. You don't get the impression that they're aiming at anything. It's just like
There's the
there
whole
was a boom. They're just firing into the dust cloud that kicked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Okay.
Flashbang.
flashbang.
I got a 12 to hit somebody
Flashbang.
before I shoot and then duck away so I'm not getting flashbanged.
Yeah, flashbang and then averting eyes significantly.
Yeah.
Anti-photon visor. I don't avert my eyes because I don't
All
have
right.
to.
So if Tiana was set up to already shoot through the door,
Mhm.
Give me a roll to avoid being shot yourself.
Okay. $11.
Okay, that's fine. You're crouched down, kind of. They're aiming what would be center mass on a person, and you're kind of crouched down with your gun.
I'm also shorter than most people.
Well, that just means that they're shooting for somebody else's chest. They'd be hitting you in the head. That's all that means.
Yeah.
Quick question: are these still like 10-foot tall hallways,
Yes,
roughly?
there, more or less.
Wait a minute. How wide?
They're probably a good 15 foot wide.
Okay.
Room that you could carry, equipment could pass each other as they're installing it.
Righto.
At least the size of like a Star Trek Next Generation hallway kind of thing.
Makes sense.
Like hotel kind of hallway. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably another good description.
Okay. Your eyes gonna wait for the flashbang to go off, and all of them to go like, "Ah, my eyes," or whatever variation of that is.
All right, well, everybody that was throwing the flashbangs, give me a roll.
I think it was just me.
Okay.
I think it was just Vika.
Oh, that's right, because Tiana was firing bullets at him.
Mhm.
Or lasers or whatever.
Just
Energy.
Grit or
Energy weapon.
Just Grit, or would anything else apply to it, like blow something up or?
Flashbangs, I wouldn't say blow something up. So yeah, I guess just Grit.
Okay. $11?
Oh, that's a success. It goes in, and it goes off. You hear some people scream. Now, Tiana, were you shooting as soon as the door opened, or were you waiting for the flashbang?
Shoot, like as soon as the door blew, she just took a shot and then like averted her eyes.
Gotcha. Okay, so go ahead.
So she was probably shooting just as blind as. That was what the 12 was before you had me roll to get hit.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a
So-
d6 and subtract from that, because you would, you're firing through the cloud too, so you would be at a difficulty.
Sure. It's still a 10.
All right. So you're pretty sure you heard somebody go, "Ah!" right before the flashbang went off.
I think Cortev just has the drone just like in front of him, just kind of like has averted his eyes, and now the flashbang has gone off, so now he's just kind of walking in. And he's just like, "Don't make this more difficult for yourselves."
Al actually pretty lets out a after the flashbang goes, and basically when I can hear someone actually scream, "Drop your weapons and surrender."
All right, so Cortev, you're walking in. Both of you are talking, but Cortev's like walking in.
Vika's walking in as well.
Gunfire
Just roll.
erupts.
Jesus. Oh,
So Cortev, give me a roll to avoid gunfire. You have an advantage, or you have one accuracy because
I have an
they're
accuracy, and they have a disadvantage.
And
well, yeah, but this is just a you
Fair
rolling
enough.
though.
Yeah.
So you get an accuracy for the flashbang blinded them. They just hear your voice and they're just spraying and praying in that general
Firing.
direction.
Sure.
And you've got your shield, so that's 2.
Yep.
and also the charm to try to get him to surrender. 29.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Holy crap! All right, well, go ahead and give me your roll, Cortev.
12?
Yeah, that's a success.
Sorry, 13. But still a success, yeah.
So nothing would have been was going to be a direct hit on you, and your shield kind of deflects some of it. Nothing gets through to you. All right, Patrick, roll me a d6 because these are zealots, so they're going to be resistant to.
No, okay.
I mean, you rolled a 29. Now that I think about it, you're not going to drop that below a 20 with the d6 anyway, so I don't guess it matters.
I think just for flavor, the drone is like starting to spin up, like it's gonna like go off just as he's like trying to charm them. So it's like a good cop, bad cop situation.
And they still can't half say it. They're just hearing things happening.
Yeah.
And they can still hear you walking forward, having never broken stride when they unload it.
Yep.
There's a moment of hesitation, and then one of them throws the gun down, and when the other two hear him throw the gun down, they throw theirs down.
Vika's gonna walk around and collect the guns.
Last decision.
There's a fourth gun laying on the ground, as well as a guy who's laying on his back with his hand on his chest.
We got a
Injured.
medic. Hold on.
But not
Yep.
dead.
She goes over and checks him.
On the Shannara language, I basically say, "That's a medic."
Yeah,
Keep the-
he's had the fight shot out of him. He's not resisting.
I'll keep the drone spinning up just in case, but I'm not gonna fire it at this point. The least of which because I'm in the room.
Jesus. That's a patch roll. 26.
He immediately feels better. Hey, you shot him up with the good stuff. So yeah, you getting patched up. It was a good solid hit, but it didn't really hit any vitals or anything. So he'll be okay. Yeah, the rest of them are over there rubbing their eyes, still, in blinking, trying to get their vision clear.
Uriah's gonna go find a some sort of like main console that deals with the power core.
Okay.
See what he can't figure out while folks are busy doing their thing.
You walk over to the main desk kind of area. There's a computer here, but on this whole side of the desk, it's enough space that you could set a second monitor over there. But instead, what you've got is this thing that you can only really describe it as like a shrine. And all the chairs in the room, well, enough chairs for the four of them, had been pulled over by this desk.
He's just gonna lay a hand on the computer. His pistol is still out because he can sort of just do this without really looking.
Yeah,
sort of like AR stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he still has weapon kind of trained on them, but he's gonna try to hack the computer, see if he can't get it working.
Oh,
get the power running again.
Y'all gathered up the people's weapons. Did you secure them in some way?
I can print out the more or less restraint cuffs.
Okay.
Hence why Uriah has his pistol trained on them at the moment.
Ty's also gonna scan one of them just to see if there's pilot code or if there's civvy or.
None of these guys are coming up having any kind of record that you can access.
Would my
Which probably means they're not lancers.
My mechanic background help at all for this, or just my hack fix role?
Hack fix.
Understood. 22.
Oh yeah, you roll into it pretty easy.
Okay.
It's basically the same password as the
is the door
the secretary in the lobby, the receptionist desk. That's blanking over.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
The password is password.
It's not quite that bad, but the fact that those two are the same tells you they were probably just using the default that the station had when it was built.
Fair enough. Could I infer then that might be a commonality throughout the rest of the station?
There's certainly a possibility. At least in the systems that they didn't pay much attention to.
Right.
If this is a research base and you get to the researchers' computers, they might be a little better about it.
Yeah. Okay, but if we need to get into other stuff other than the lab, you might be able to just go password and then just go. Okay. So potentially might not have to roll for anything other than the lab. Actually, with that 20, is there anything else I can maybe pull out of this system, like with the power core and everything?
All right, so you start looking at the system, and you see where they turned off life support just recently.
He's gonna turn that back on.
You hear the air kick on. And it's not very loud, but you hear it when it first kicks on, and then it quickly fades out of your notice.
Yeah.
The lab is still getting power. Of course, the lights and stuff. That's very minimal amount of power.
Yeah.
Just lighting the place.
Mm-hmm.
The lab is still the lab areas are still using a significant amount of power, and you've got the readings from the thermal taps and everything's normal there.
Mm-hmm.
You can see where power was going to the outside weapon systems, but there's no longer power going to those. They didn't do that. That was some automatic shutdown stuff.
Gotcha.
But there's nothing really weird. I mean, like they were starting to shut down like non-essential stuff, and life support.
Right.
Vika's gonna take a picture of the shrine and send it to a set.
Okay.
See what you can get on this. It's kind of weird that they turned off life support and we're all kind of gathered around it.
Actually,
it's designed to look like an old like clay tablet sort of thing, standing up, with some like candles, and a relief on the tablet looking thing depicts a man with a bird's head and wings. You've seen it's iconography you've seen before. This is Ninurta.
Yeah.
I
was
have
about to say.
I have a thought. So I'm seeing on the map from the outside, there is a radar dish out there. Is that present or no?
Let me go jump over here and see what you were looking at.
The one down in the bottom corner?
Yes, that was a communication. That was some kind of communication array.
Okay. Can he access that from here? Like send some power to it, turn it on, or whatever.
You can definitely choose to send power to it from here. But you think you'd have to be in the communication center to actually like use the equipment to.
Okay.
And you saw it outside. It's probably a very this wouldn't be like a broad, kind of a wide spectrum broadcast, like a regular radio. This would be kind of tight beam, like you've seen the cult use before. When they had their own little private satellite.
Okay, so follow-up question then. Would he be able to create when he gets to the comm station, because that's where he's going after this, and he's going to send a message to Vika to say, hey, found this, going to power it up, comm station, see what I can do there. Could he write a bit of code to sort of turn that into kind of like a radar, so we could potentially get some advance warning if like hostile lancers come in using its wider sensor range?
Yes, that will be a difficult role though. Meaning you'd have to
I'll take it
because you're it's not really what it's designed for, and you're kind of ab-living this code.
No, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you could absolutely try that because it can send and receive signals. So
got it. He'll then turn to Kortev and go, okay, I don't know how you do it, or what you're doing, or what freaky magic mumbo jumbo nonsense you got going on in your head.
This is turning into an intervention very quickly.
But however you do that weird, I know shit I'm not supposed to know thing, I could use some help with that.
There eventually, I guess.
I don't know what you do. All I know is I was sitting there at a poker table and suddenly I saw all of their cards.
I'm offended that you didn't think it was me.
Vika, if it was you, they would have all fallen over and said, here's your chips.
Ty is looking around the room.
All right.
to see if there's anything around the
And
room.
one thing I actually want to take a closer look at the shrine itself,
Mhm.
because I've been doing more research into the cult than other people have.
Gonna DM you,
Has
Jeremy.
both this kind of shrine and also the setup been indicative of every kind of location or typical with their worship?
There's a few different variations. You know, when you see pictures of Nerda, there's a few different variations. Sometimes he has a human head. He's always a dude with the wings. But sometimes it's a human head, sometimes it's an eagle head or falcon head or whatever. This seems to be pretty standard stuff. Nothing about this strikes you as super unusual. You know, you have not personally run across one of these little like portable shrines. Now, Sarah, or Vika was contacting a set.
And she sent us a picture of the shrine.
Okay. She starts cross-referencing it, and you get a lot of the same information that I gave Freddie. Yeah, the artwork is clearly this guy, and the overall style of the art, that dates back to Cradle, way back when. She kind of wonders why so many unshackled NHPs go with god names. And then there's a pause. She's like, "Wait a second.
Yeah, we're just gonna skip over that.
I didn't
For
name
now.
myself though."
I didn't name you. We'll talk about this later.
You're right. It was just my name when I woke up, and I just knew it was my name when I woke up.
And it's a very fine name.
My dad named me, I think. Wait, who's my dad?
Oh
Like
God, we're
mentally or
going-
whatever, snapping, be like, "Set, hun, we can have moments of self-reflection
Yeah.
on the way back. We got to focus right now."
Oh, right.
I'm not saying don't think about it, but don't think about it right now.
Yeah. So Uriah, knowing the map of the place, basically, he's gonna say, Cortev, I'm just gonna like link you in, and I'm gonna head to the comms room and see if I can't be kind of like eyes in the sky, as it were, to give y'all some advance warning.
Problem.
And then
I
he'll.
know you're linking me in, but I have to see you.
Well, then let's go.
All right, so Uriah and Corteo run off to the
Comms area.
to the comms
Yeah.
room.
And I will actually sit down and start having a conversation with our prisoners. And just kind of go, so, how long have you been down here?
Give me a charm roll to see if you can get anything out of
That
it.
is so unintentionally funny. I fucking love it. So
It's not a bad start for the good cop roll though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
24.
He literally can't fail that roll.
Look, I played the original Fallout. I know how powerful speech checks are.
One of them tells even with that, a couple of them don't talk to you, but one of them is like, I've been here about a year and a half.
So, was this a base you guys just found, or?
You got a crit. No, we constructed it. I mean, it's mostly prefab, but
And, what was the giant Leviathan thing that attacked the beach episode? What was that thing called again?
Kraken.
League guys
Kraken.
just called them Krakens. The Shinar called them Tiamats.
Well, I was there when the Tiamat attacked. Did it come from here?
They don't answer, but a couple of them smirk real big. And one guy
So
goes,
yes.
"Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about," and he's not very convincing.
That silence is telling, boys.
They seem kind of proud of themselves, even in their current situation.
So you, any particular reason why you chose to attack the one neutral country?
Wasn't a decision we made. I mean, we were basically the support staff here.
Any more people still on base?
But there's some of the scholars, and then one of the guys elbows the talker. And he gets a little mad. It's not like any of us were going to be able to get away.
And I type that in. There may be more basically type that in like Riscom or whatever. There may be more people located in the labs.
I'm gonna, because of Ty's data plating, she's gonna send a silent message to Freddy and just say, "Ask about the life support. Why did they turn off the life support?"
No, I can kind of tell y'all were praying to the shrine over there. Was it sort of your last goodbyes when you turned the life support off, or did you do that, or did someone else do that?
Give me another roll.
18.
Get the sauce.
He shrugs his shoulders. We thought you might. We were hoping you would think the base had been abandoned and left automated.
You left a pot of coffee on.
Oh. Well, we were kind of in a rush. Yeah. This whole plan, we can't. That whole plan was come up with while y'all were blowing up our sentry guns.
Yeah. I was also looking around. If that Tiamat thing did come from here, I didn't see anywhere where you could really keep it, or to just kind of keep it outside.
Have you seen the size of those things? You don't keep those things anywhere.
Interesting.
All right, now, Vika and Tiana, are y'all just kind of on watch here, or did y'all go with Uriah and Cortev?
Ty was just keeping track of the room that Freddy and the prisoners are in, so
Okay.
she's still in the same room. She's just keeping watch mostly, unless there was something in this room.
Vika would look over at Tiana. You want me to go keep an eye on the computer boys?
I got Freddy if you've got them.
Okay. Yell if you need anything. And she'll take
do.
off after the other two. Probably take a little bit to catch up.
All right, Uriah and Cortev.
Mhm.
And I am, of course, assuming that all of you have been given the schematic to the base, so don't worry about getting lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, the two of you scoot your trot down the hallway. Probably not at a full run, because you're a little bit alert just in case there's other people. But you get to the comms room. The door is locked, but you pop in that same password.
It works.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not from the computers. The same password that wound up being the one for the other door you hacked into.
Cool.
And it open. Comm room seems to be empty.
Yeah, he's gonna go find what looks like a main console and get into it and see if he can't start writing that code.
All right, give me a hack fix to get into it.
Okay. $17.
Okay, you gain access. The actual consoles in the comm department do not all have the same password or anything like that. Whoever actually worked in this department was doing a better job with their computers.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's gonna go to whichever one looks like it's like kind of like the main one.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like the main hub or whatever.
Yeah, there's several workstations. There's one that clearly looks like it's the supervisor or the something.
Yeah, that's kind of the one he goes to.
Okay.
He's gonna start.
All right, so you were trying to just kind of on the fly design software to use this communication array as a sort of radar / sonar.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be a hack fix. Like I said, it's gonna be a difficult roll, so you have to have a 20.
Hack fit.
And he rolls a 10.
Okay.
Oh wait. Does engineering cover computer program, like creating computer programs, or is that?
It
Well,
can.
I have hack fix, and I also have invent create.
Okay, invent and create is probably the one we need to use here then.
They're both +6. So with Jeremy's, I automatically roll a 10.
Just a weird static between us, like static thing.
Yeah. So with invent create and grit, that means I just auto roll a 20.
Okay, I got you. All right. Now this is not something that you do in like 2 minutes. This takes time, but I mean you're.
Yeah, I figured as much. I figured this would be like. I figured this is what I'm doing in the base while everybody else is doing their stuff, kind of a thing. This is why I figured this is going to be my project for the narrative portion.
And okay, we said we still found. I'm trying to remember back. We found more power going to the lab area still. Correct.
It's like they have not cut any power to the lab.
All right.
I just activated power to the sonar radar dish thing.
Right. You diverted some power there, and like I said, the power generation is fine. They hadn't, they hadn't like shut down the thermal taps or anything.
Gotcha.
So Vika, you get to the comm room, and Cortev is kind of standing behind Uriah, kind of looking over his shoulder, while Uriah's just tapping away.
There's a weird buzzing
At speed. I mean, he is going just full bore.
Just kind of walks around, makes sure any other doors in are secured, and if she can make them even more secure, she's going to do that.
Okay. Yeah, you might glance on her desk, and there's nobody hiding on her desk this time.
As you're doing that, Uriah's like, "Do you want me to get a set and then linked into this when I'm done?"
No, just in case there's anything in there that. Wait, do you mean the base or the sonar?
The sonar thing, so they can see what the dish sees.
I'll ask him.
Like he's not even looking, because he's also like jacked in, so he's like half doing. That's why it's going fast. Is he's like half doing it mentally and half also typing. So it's like two people working in tandem.
He's got the Google glasses on.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's a few thousand years in the future. They probably have those things where they actually work decent.
Yeah. They don't have random people running up to it and say open 50 tabs of Pornhub. That's actually what happened to somebody. That's why one of the reasons why they discontinued it.
Yep.
Some rando ran up to them while they were using it and shouted that or something.
Yeah, they said, "Hey Google," and then they said that line, and it actually did it. Mm-hmm. That was before they started doing like the recognize your voice thing. So,
if you ever wonder why we can't have nice things,
that's why.
People are why we can't have nice things.
Oh, there was like a great little short. It was basically they were talking about credits because it was like a Star Trek kind of future, and it's like, wait, we're in a. It's sort of like this setting where they're in a. Essentially like a cashless future, and it's like, wait, why do we have... Yeah, post-scarcity. Why do we have a credit system? It's to keep people from doing dumb things. Because there's currently a nebula made out of
Coffee.
toys.
All right. All right, so you're working on that. Cutting back to the power control room. Freddie and Tiana, are you going to keep maintaining the watch, or are you going to go? What are y'all going to do?
All right. If we need to regroup, we've got enough NHPs to watch. We could take them back to where the dock, essentially where the mechs are, and basically tell them to keep an eye on them.
Okay.
The thing is, if we do that, then as soon as that door opens, they're dead.
Well, now if you remember, like if you look at the map
Mhm.
where all the mechs are standing, that thing can dome over and empty the water out and be like pressurized and stuff.
Yeah, because
so I'm
that's how
saying,
we
like,
got.
if we have to do a quick exfil, then and we just have to like hop in and go, that door opens, they're dead.
That's true because you've got 4 prisoners so far. Do you have a way to get the prisoners into a mech?
I don't
Nope.
believe we do.
Nope.
Nope.
Ty does not have a way to do it.
So having them in there is a death sentence when we leave. Unless that's your plan, in which case,
No,
by
it
all
isn't.
means, go ahead. But
Me and Jason both know the stay right here.
Yeah.
That is an in
You said
joke
that-
from.
We were playing Star
Good.
Wars, and the GM was planning to give us a former Imperial like spunky sidekick, and the 2 guys dealing with him were like, "All right, you stay right here. Don't put on a spacesuit. Don't go on the ship. Just stand right here." And then they went and invented the atmosphere from the Star Destroyer there. There was a lot of work to get that done, but they made sure to kill the guy that was clearly going to be our spunky sidekick.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I know
and-
that there was a few offices towards the lobby that we could seal the door.
All right, so you find somewhere to lock them in secure.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Mhm.
cuffed or zip tied or whatever y'all doing.
Yeah. And invent create just something simple. Basically, if that door we had them to secure opens in any way, it basically trips an alarm.
Okay, it will notify you.
Yeah.
You wanted to just notify you, or you wanted to send it to everybody's comm?
Send it to everybody's
Okay.
comm.
That's easily done.
Meet back up with the peoples.
All right, so y'all all eventually meet back up at the comms. By the time Freddy and Tiana get there, and Rabbit, mustn't forget Rabbit.
Yep.
Uriah seems to be just finishing up. You know, waits half a second for everything to compile,
Mhm.
and then hits it.
Yeah.
A few moments later, you start getting back, kind of a radar return.
Sonar.
It's probably
in this
more of
instance.
a LiDAR sort of thing, given the
Okay.
kind of tight beam energy it emits. But
Well, that worked.
Set and Coca think it's spiffy.
Well, I turned the communication array into a radar/sonar/LADAR system.
Is there any way we could use this comm system to actually contact Union up top?
Considering what I just did to it, probably not.
Not at the same time that
Right.
you're doing this anyway.
Right.
Well, now that that's a thing, do you think we should go to the lab?
I thought y'all had already done that while I was here. What have you been doing?
Interrogating the prisoners.
The ones that just sat in the core.
Well, for one thing, we've confirmed there are people here. 2, I confirmed that this is where the Tiamat was launched from. And 3, them cutting off the air system was actually a last-minute attempt.
Okay.
Apparently, they completely forgot about the coffee.
Don't be so critical. They had to work quick.
They did say something about a scholar, though.
Yeah, we know there's at least one, and when someone mentioned the scholar, the others got very quiet and basically gave him the stink eye. So I believe the scholar is a person of interest.
Well, I would have thought y'all would have secured them already, but let's go, I guess. Unless I need to
There's
stay
only-
here to keep an eye on this.
There's only one way out of here, right? We
That you
obviously
discovered
have
so
to-
far. Nothing in the blueprints you have references like a back door or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'd
mean,
say that's what we didn't make
technically
for
there
some
is a
reason.
second entrance. Like if you look at the map, this little tower thing over here, there is an entrance in and out of there.
Yeah.
Zoom out the map.
Jason, to keep this running, do I need to stay here?
No, the program should be fine for that. Right now, it's just doing its thing and
Okay.
sending y'all the feed. It's sending the NHPs the feed.
Gotcha. Okay.
And also let everybody know that where the prisoners are, and basically there's a trip on that door. So if you get an alarm, that's what it is.
Honestly, I would have just shot them. But,
Which is why I'm
To the
thankful
labs,
I'm
then.
not you.
To the lab.
All right, y'all head to the labs. You get there. It's locked. The doors are clearly welded shut. You know, kind of the same setup you had at the power control center.
We'll get around it, I guess.
Yep. One thing I actually just have a thought, because they all seem to be welding themselves in. With the systems that we've uncovered thus far, is there a way to intentionally flood this place?
Theoretically, if you had to control the main system, you might be able to just open all the airlocks and flood the place.
Past that area, right?
It's not really. It's not really something it's designed to do. You'd kind of have to override fail safes and all sorts of stuff.
Because I was just getting concerned because everyone seemed to be intent on welding themselves in.
Airlocking themselves in, right? They're just welding. Like you
Yeah.
can weld the door shut and not airlock it.
Well, if you're down here, welding it shut's still welding it. Depending on how good
and the
seal
interior
is.
doors here would not be able to take the pressure.
Okay, that's one thing I was asking.
If
I
you
didn't know if
flooded
these
this
were
place,
just
it would
normal kind
probably blow through them doors.
Okay.
Another
I was
question.
thinking like submarine, like naval doors kind of thing. So
I mean, they are decently stout, but you don't think they would take
okay.
that pressure.
So, are these like sliding doors?
Yes.
Next question. Are there panels off to the side that I could potentially get into and like disconnect parts of the door to kind of just me?
If you panels you can just pop open, no. You would have to dismantle that part of the wall basically to get in there.
Okay. I didn't know if there'd be like a maintenance thing where I could get in and like to like blow it or whatever to force it open. Hey, Vika.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't happen to have another thermal charge, would you?
Seeing if I have anything other than thermite charges in my things. That is a once per thing kind of thing.
Yeah.
With Ty's personal knowledge of hydraulic doors, could she basically overcharge the hydraulics to make it like force the weld open?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too.
Vika
Like
also
hack it and
has
just force the weld open?
You could try it. Oh, what were we saying, sir?
Vika also has. I was gone for a second. Where are we at?
Y'all are outside the doors of the lab, and they've shut them and welded them shut like the other place had.
Being in the rooms that they've been in previously, would she have recognized anything that could have been used to make an impromptu explosive with her background and blow something up?
Not in the rooms you've been in. If you check the schematic, there is an area that is set up to be like a weapons locker, arsenal kind of thing.
How far is it from here?
Oh, not too far. I mean, the base is not. I mean, it's decent size. It's not huge. 5 minutes at worst to get anywhere in the base to anywhere in the base.
And did we ever get an answer if there were more people in the base?
We did. There's at least a scholar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the scholar seems to be a person important to the cult.
She'll be like, give me 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna go to the armory, see if they got any blow up stuff, but you guys keep working on it.
Chief.
All right, so you run to the you run off to the armory, Vika. Car, to answer your question, Tiana could attempt to do what you were saying.
Hmm.
It would be a difficult role with the consequences that, if it didn't work, you have wrecked the hydraulics. So, like, there wouldn't be like a second, couldn't take a second shot at it kind of thing.
And that would be a hack fix roll, right?
Uh,
Because technically I'm hacking the hydraulics, I think.
yeah. The way you're describing it, yes.
And you said difficulty, right?
You're correct.
Can I assist?
Do you need to?
Apparently not.
Appreciate you. I do.
Just roll a 20.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're working on that. Vika, you get to the armory. The door is already open.
Slows her breathing, gets quiet, comes around,
Does
like stands by the edge of the door.
Okay. Give me
Vika
a
let us
spot
know
roll.
this?
No.
Okay.
You're too far away for it to do any good if you did know.
Yeah.
All right, so give me a roll to see if you can hear anything inside.
Yeah. I was just trying to find my tab. It's fine, guys. Don't worry about it.
You don't hear anything. There must not be anybody in there.
Yeah, they're scholar guy. What's the big deal about a scholar guy? Peeks her head around. She does kind of have her fists up for big brass knuckle things. Just because it's quiet and creepy, and she doesn't like that.
You peek around the corner, and you see somebody. He's standing there holding this something, and he's standing there like he was listening for something. Like maybe he heard you walking up or something, and now he's like, "Wait, did I hear something?" And then, of course, when you pick around the, of course, he's looking at the doors, he's listening. And when you pick around, y'all make eye contact.
Prolonged eye contact.
He's kind of like,
She
huh?
Prolonged.
And whatever he's holding, there's a little keypad on. He starts typing.
tackles him.
All right, give me a roll.
Oh, they're both the same. I was going to ask which would work, apply fist to face or get some more quickly, but they're both 6.
Yeah. Fist to face is probably this one because you don't have a lot of room, a lot of space to cover.
24.
Ooh. You hit him like a linebacker.
And
Get
she's
his
like
ass.
immediately trying to get that data pad out of whatever he had in his hand out of his hand.
Think of something the size of like a mini keg, but it had like a, keypad, a little small keypad on the side of it.
She's still trying to get it out of his grasp.
Yeah. You got a crit on that roll, so yeah. You hit him. You take him off his feet onto the ground. All of the breath comes out of him, and he's not really putting up much of a fight as you come up with what you clearly recognize as a fairly large bit of explosive.
There might be a knee gently to the throat.
Clearly, he was trying to activate it, but he did not complete the activation.
Knowing what she knows about explosive, can she see if it needs to be deactivated or not completely activating it will just, eventually time out?
Give me a roll. You can use your blow something up, just for your general knowledge on explosives.
$14.
Yeah, you should be fine. It'll just time out.
Leans over enough to put it out of arm's reach.
Yeah, this is a fairly standard, baseline kind of device.
Oh, fancy meeting you here. Planning to blow everyone up with you inside and like all your other people inside here? What the hell?
We'll be reborn when an Earth triumphs.
Cult. Probably enough of like a punch or an elbow to completely knock him out.
Okay. I won't even make you roll for that because he's not in a position to put much fight.
We'll find something to secure hands and not grabbing the gigantic mini keg explosive, but smaller explosives perhaps.
Okay. Give me a roll for spot.
$24.
Oh yeah. You can find plenty of smaller explosives that'll work fine.
Anything unusual?
Well, you see the shelf that this mini keg would go on. There's 2 more mini kegs on the shelf.
Are there any missing mini kegs that she could tell?
There's a couple. There's space. There's like the little indentions where they would sit down securely. There's room for a couple more that you don't see sitting around in this room.
Interesting thing to say.
A lot of cursing under her breath. But she pockets the thermite or whatever she grabs, tosses Colty Boy over the shoulder, gets on the comms. Guys,
All right, I'm gonna cut
we
you off
may need
right
to make
there
this
because they were
quick.
doing something while you were gone.
Okay.
So meanwhile, back there, Tiana had made the roll, I believe, already.
24. Or 22, excuse me.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you overdo the hydraulics and you hear the hydraulics are whining. You can tell they're gonna, they're gonna blow out at any moment. And then, just before you think they can't possibly last any longer, you hear kind of a pink, pink, pink as the welds break and the doors just slam open.
It's open.
Good old-fashioned.
The second before they open, you also hear a gunshot on the other side. Then they fling open and you can all see inside, because unlike with the explosive, this didn't throw a bunch of dust or anything. So
Any
Beacon.
individual?
you see 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them are in robes, and they're kneeling in front of one of those shrines. Well, excuse me, 2 of them are kneeling in front of one of the shrines. One of them looks like he was kneeling, and now he's fallen over. And there's a guy standing behind him with a pistol out. And
I'm
as
just
y'all are
gonna
looking
shoot
at
the
him,
guy
he's
with the
moving his gun to the next.
I'm shoot the guy with the pistol.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shooting the guy with the pistol.
All right, give me a roll. The consequence, if you fail, will be that he shoots another one of the robed guys.
11.
Yeah.
So I
This.
17.
All right, so multiple shot. Take this guy. He goes down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And clearly, that's what he wanted.
I'll go over and
No, there's action still going on. Because when he
Yeah.
drops, the next robed guy turns and dives for his pistol.
can I
try
shoot
to
the pistol? Or go Freddy.
Go ahead, Patrick. You started talking first. Go ahead.
help my wrench, and I'll try to knock the pistol away from him.
Okay. Give me a roll and anything you've got that you think would help with throwing something.
In this instance, I have stay cool in this instance.
I'll let that go.
See, that's a difference. 24.
Wow. Yep, you just whip that winch out and phew, it goes spinning through the air, hits the ground, skips, and then right into the gun, knocks it over to the far corner of the room. As this rogue guy slaps his hand down where the gun was, all he manages to catch is your wrench.
Stand down.
So let's see, his response to that is to pick up your wrench, turn, and he just charges all of y'all. While his buddy gets up and starts running to that corner of the room.
Alright, I'll try to intercept the guy going for the gun. And as I'm running, at least try to take one of them alive.
All right. Obviously, the guy you're running past, you have to pass the guy with the wrench. Obviously, he's gonna take a swing at you if you get that close, unless somebody else does something to him first. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Try to shoot him in the leg.
With your sniper rifle?
He does it. If he lives, it's fine.
Taking my 50 caliber sniper rifle. I'm shooting the wound.
Hey, it's an energy rifle. It's fine.
Like to vaporize this guy from the knee down.
It'll
Oh,
I am going to
cauterize.
vaporize this guy from the knee
He'll be
down.
fine.
It cauterizes it. He should be fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking the scientist from the Fallout show.
So yeah, you take that leg off at about the knee. He face plants, that thing goes. He doesn't even get a chance to scream. It's just gone, face plant, and he's unconscious. Wrench goes clink, 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 clink. Patrick, you run by and try to tackle the other guy.
Yes.
All right, give me a roll. If you've got fist to face or something like that,
No, it's
or get somewhere quick because you're trying to beat this
And-
guy.
none of that, but still just a 10 in this instance. So
Yeah, right. But that's enough that you dive on top of him. So y'all are like rolling around, wrestling on the ground before he gets to the pistol.
and while we're along, I'm going to try to actually get the restraints on him.
So y'all are wrestling around. You're trying to get restraints. Uriah, Cortev, you see Tiana obviously take the one guy down. Freddy's tackled this guy, and they're wrestling around. You see Freddy going for restraints, and he's trying to wrestle.
Is there anyone else in the room besides these two?
Nope. Everybody there are only 4 people in the room. 2 of them are dead. Tiana has just put one into shock. And there's a guy Freddy's wrestling with.
I would offer to cauterize, but it's just going to like remove the cells. So probably not a
She
great
just
idea.
looks. She's like, she looks at. I think it cauterized herself. Itself.
It's energy. It probably did.
Yeah.
Uriah's gonna go find a computer.
He's just like looking over at the wrestling match. I think Freddy's got it.
Oh,
He
assist. I'll assist the wrestling match.
It's
Go ahead.
just a
He
nerd
will
fight.
shoot a message to Vika, which is basically just a brief like screen capture of what his eyes is seeing of the nonsense happening in this room right now.
Which is about the time Vika's message comes through. What were you going to tell him, Vika?
Guys, they're missing some explosives in their armory. Heads up. Also, I made a friend, but I'm on the way back.
Oh, lovely.
Friend
And
unconscious?
Right. When I get this info,
and while we're
shooting
wrestling,
computers.
well, happy you made a friend, Vika. I'm making one right now too.
All right, so Cortev was going to help with the
I was
wrestling.
gonna help.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pin. I'm gonna have the drone come down and just pin everything going on like a sandwich.
Ty will help Uriah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Freddy, give me a roll for wrestling this guy. You have an accuracy because Cortev is helping.
Helping.
Well,
A half-size drone is about the size of a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just
And D6.
there you go. 21.
21.
All right, so yeah, you managed to get him cuffed without any injury. While you're wrestling, though, he's shouting at you in Shinar, but y'all speak that language.
Yeah.
Why is it always you?
Sounds like a racial
Why are
epithet
you
somehow.
important to him? Why?
Well, nice people.
Uriah will shout back, important to who?
Horace.
Horace?
What?
That's what he said. And he says it angry, like,
He literally stops. Like where he's standing. Turns like, you want to run that by me again?
he spits in your
mean
direction. Eh! He's
Is
in
Vika
full
in the room
temper
by
tantrum
now?
mode.
Horace, the manufacturer, or Horace, an individual?
It's the both. It's the same.
Is Vika in the room by now?
You'd get there shortly,
Yeah, back.
Everybody's still staring at this guy as you get there.
just
So she didn't hear the Horace?
You probably...
Ty will send the recording of his voice to Vika.
that sounds like a good way to do it. So you are aware of the conversation when you arrive.
Cool. Drops the guy that's on her shoulders. In the doorway, at least.
He hits with a thumb.
There's a guy just laying with a missing leg.
But he's still breathing. There's another guy that shot up and one guy that clearly got shot execution style to the back of the head.
One wasn't us.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
Wouldn't
wasn't
matter if it was.
Like she wouldn't wonder for a brief second if Uriah had committed another war crime.
The other guy was trying to blow himself up. She wouldn't have put ritualistic cult suicide, out of the mix. But the guy that said Horace, is anyone like holding him down or anything?
Yes,
Freddy is on
Freddy-
top of him and he
Freddy.
is cuffed. And Cortev's drone is kind of sitting on top of him.
Cortev's Horus drone.
Vika's resisting the urge to go over, grab him by the neck, and lift him. Well, not neck, but like collar of the shirt, maybe. But she's waiting for the answer of the run that by me again.
I think the answer was he's fat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spat at us.
He just spat at your eye when your eye asked that. And he's like, not literally foaming at the mouth, but someone could easily describe him as foaming at the mouth. He's just shouting and screaming.
Hot kettle black. Whatever.
You guys are infidels. You're standing in the way of Ninurta. You're helping his foes.
To Freddy,
Okay, like-
who's sitting on top of him. You mind if I take a shot at this?
Eventually, kind of lean to where she can actually get a good hold on him.
Lifts him up by the front of the robes.
He's in the
gives
middle
him
of
a
going,
good
I don't fear you. And then you
crack
pick him up.
across
And
the
he
face.
stops saying he doesn't fear you.
And hands him.
Uh,
I imagine we could just lifted him and like Freddy and just everybody attached to him just up.
the
Look,
drone
here's-
is humming curiously.
All right, you're gonna start that all over again, the whole rant, but you're gonna do it nice and calm like, and explain it to us like we're good little parishioners coming in to apply to your mighty fine cult here.
All right. Do you have some kind of intimidation?
Nothing aside from being a big ass MFer. She has read a situation. I don't know if that would help at all. Look for subtext motives and threats in a situation or person.
That sounds more, I guess, defensive.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll just use grit.
yeah. Okay.
She did drop the guy back by the door, but we'll use the grit.
Just roll a 20. It'll be fine.
Best I can do is a 19.
That's respectable. That's respectable.
Mm-mm-mm.
An attempt was made.
Yeah. So yeah, Vika basically picking him up one arm and kind of, I'm imagining at least kind of pop, not gently up against the wall,
Conversationally.
feet dangling,
Conversationally. I love it.
and like many of your kind of culty nut jobs, willing to die for the cult, sure. Willing to just sit there and be hurt, they're a little iffier on that.
Not so much.
But he reiterates his question. Why is it always you people? Why are you always the ones interfering? Why are you important to him?
Buddy, I wish we knew as well. We just keep getting sit down on these missions.
Yeah. Let's see, what else would he say? They know the Bull of Heaven must be one of his agents, but clearly all of you are. And the longer you're here, the more obvious it's becoming.
Go a little more into detail on that.
Elaborate on that. No.
We could let him slide back down the wall, sitting, and probably grab the pistol that was tossed around.
And charm text and 22.
Well, it's obvious that you're in league with Horus more and more as more and more of you are blatantly using their equipment.
Well,
It's odd for one unit to get so many Horus mechs. And you guys being knowledgeable of the wider universe, it's not unheard of, but it's a little unusual.
yeah.
From his point of view, just viewing this planet, yeah, it's really weird.
Well, it's taking on the universe as a whole. It's not that uncommon. You just have a very limited perspective on this.
Horace's favorite princess.
Cortev's new name.
What's your next mech's name?
That's where you find out we're just all Horus's OCs.
Oh no.
You think you're Lancers. Really, your
NHPs.
universes exist inside an unshackled NHP's mind.
Is there a snow globe shaking at the end of this
I was about
campaign?
to ask if anybody had seen the end of St. Elsewhere.
Mhm.
Us off.
Jason, I would have to formulate some words.
I'll be honest, that thought had never occurred to me until just now, but now I love it.
Don't.
Next campaign.
Except that I played in a Traveler game. Kind of think of it. We may have streamed that one now that I think about it. Well, we were promised it would not be a dream, and it wasn't. It was a virtual reality program. Well, virtual reality show sort of thing.
Is there a computer for your ride to get into?
Yes. There is computers here, and you see there is a lot of equipment in this lab that has been smashed up.
Fun.
Like they welded the door shut and they started wrecking crap. You know, the unaliving themselves only came about once they could tell y'all were futzing around with the door.
Yeah.
Going around to some of the smashed stuff, or rather hack fix. Any kind of hard drive or some kind of state system that would still be salvageable.
No, that seems to be exactly what they were going after.
Okay.
They have little tubs of acid they have dropped this stuff into. You can see these sort of electrical devices where they may have been, running way more electricity through this equipment than it was supposed to have, and then dropping the physical thing into the thing of acid.
So absolutely nothing is salvageable then.
No, not out of any of that equipment. Now, like you kind of just standard base console in the wall, they haven't seemed to have done anything to.
Real quick, kneeling down in front of him before he starts hacking, gently tapping him with the pistol on the cheek. Steve, can I call you Steve? I saw your buddy back there, nods to the unconscious guy in the doorway, messing with some explosives in the armory, and I noticed some were missing. You mind telling me about those? And gently pulls back the hammer on the pistol.
He doesn't look happy to see the young guy. Like he didn't register the young guy was even on your shoulder when he first ran in. He was distracted, screaming and spitting, and
as one does.
And then you slamming against the wall, and he says the kid's name's not important. I say kid. I say kid. The unconscious guy is not a kid, but he is noticeably younger than this guy. This guy is middle age at least.
I don't give a damn about the guy's name. I'm just really interested in the explosives.
If the engineers' saddle attempt at convincing you that the base was deserted didn't work, we had one last alternative plan.
With the bomb, did Vika bring the bomb with her?
No. She's not going to carry a pony keg, an unconscious guy, and even more explosives.
Yeah, I think you grabbed some of the smaller stuff that you could stuff in a pack or something.
Yeah, like thermite charges.
Can you show me the bomb? Because if I can...
She doesn't have it with her.
Yeah, I don't think we have time.
And we don't have time.
If it's what I think it is, they probably put charges on the power plant.
Yeah. And I was thinking it like invent, create, hack, fix, or whatever, engineer or mechanic. The core would be where they'd put it to do the most damage, correct?
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me that roll. This would be if you've got let's see, hack fix is more computer. Well, no, the fix part of that though would. Yeah, you can give me a hack fix roll to see if you can.
There's that.
Think of where a bomb like that.
Oh well.
just based off the description, would do the most damage.
But still just 12.
Okay. Blow to the power core means you couldn't cycle the airlocks anymore. And of course, they could just blow up one of the airlocks and flood the place. And that's really the two quickest ways you could think of that they could render it kind of impossible to get in and out of the base or destroy the base. Theoretically, if they put a couple of those kegs against any of the outside walls, they could potentially rupture the outside wall, which might flood it in even faster than the airlock would.
Because that's part of the reason why I wanted to look at it, to see if I could tell if it was remote and what frequency it was using.
It's back at the armory. Looks like a small
Now,
keg.
Vika, you looked at the thing, and you know from that keypad and stuff, it would have been set on a timer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I vote we hack and get out.
Yeah, he just listens to this and says, like,
Your captive's starting to laugh. It's a little maniacal.
okay, I'm tired. He walks over, grabs his pistol, puts it to the man's head. It's like, you tell me where those things are, or I drag your ass out to the airlock and open it to watch you drown.
I'm not afraid to die for my God. What are you willing to die for?
Are you afraid to suffer for it?
He looks a
These
little
men
less
were-
pleased at that, but he's trying to keep up a brave front.
Uriah, hack it. Let's get out of here.
Fine. And he pulls the
Yo.
trigger and just shoots him in the head. Eliminate the rest of them. We don't have time. And he goes and hacks the thing.
Mhm. All right.
The one live one, I restrain him, and I don't eliminate them.
They're gonna die anyways. Quick death or slow death. There's no room for us to take them back on our Lancers.
Yeah, but I won't be the one actually doing it.
Fine, I'll shoot him when we leave. And he hacks the console.
Alright, you may roll the console.
I will assist.
Only a 16.
Okay.
I'm glad I have a +10 in hack fix, because that's the only thing carrying me right now.
You're rolling quite low, actually.
I am, yeah.
I only rolled a 1, but it's a 23.
Me playing a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
You hack into this. It doesn't look like they use this for much.
Mm-hmm.
They use it for planning, like scheduling. You can tell that they were experimenting on some of those same kind of implants to try to control the Kraken. There's enough references to that, and there's a few messages that they've shot back and forth to each other. Like you're pretty sure they could access this thing from like their individual quarters or whatever. It sounds like they were using drones to just sort of go out and find these things in the wild. And it's like this drone would kind of clip to the back of its head and then slowly kind of insert the probe.
Mm-hmm.
Which matches as the prisoners describe. You can't keep those things, so they were just snagging them in the. Okay.
There's not a lot. Like I said, you're having to infer from just casual conversation. The actual reports were not kept on this. Technical reports were not kept on this. But it seems like they couldn't get as good a control of the Krakens. They could sort of steer them and sort of agitate them.
Mm-hmm.
Testing.
We're gonna have to repeat
you're
all of
here,
that. He
Patrick. We can hear you.
disconnected.
Okay.
He disconnected.
Oh, you did. Okay.
But you do
Yeah, 'cause-
catch one reference to them sending one. Let's see. No, these guys know y'all's name. Yeah. The one that attacked the beach, they were sending it after you. Somebody had sent them the knowledge of where y'all were.
Great.
Is there any reference to who?
There's a name. It strikes you as sounding kind of codenamey, though.
Makes sense. You'll still hold
We'll
on to
take
it
the code
anyway.
name.
What is the code name?
I don't know, some Shannara.
Code name
Bullshit,
yet to be established.
basically.
We'll get there.
Name TBD.
Pending.
Codename maybe.
His code name is Pending.
Is there any more of those drones here?
You see some smashed up bits over one side. It was probably those drones. The innards have been pulled out and given that treatment I talked about. Run a bunch of electricity through it, dump the physical components into acid.
Okay. So nothing he can salvage and potentially try to figure out. Vika, would you mind getting the wreckage of those drones, please? It's better than nothing.
Yep. Puts it in. I'm guessing she has some kind of small pocket on her hard suit.
Oh yeah.
Does the one who
Hard suit
is
fanny
that?
pack.
Does the one who Ty shot the leg off have a data plating?
No.
Okay.
Do we need anything else here? Because I don't trust these bombs not to be going off soon.
Mm-hmm.
Cortev's at the door, kind of like looking at this groggy man and just be looking at the all and being like, "Let's go. Let
Yeah.
nature take its course."
Yeah, Uriah will get what he can, and then if no one else does it, he's just gonna execute any of the cult he finds on the way.
Okay. So y'all all hustle out. Uriah's bringing up the rear. You hear 2 shots.
Do we go pat? Where do we leave those guys in the core?
They took them to some of those offices in the lobby area.
We wouldn't have known where they.
Well, y'all are all
Yeah.
together. You could ask Freddie where y'all put them.
Yeah.
No, they're
Considering the 2 shots, I don't think anyone would be very forthcoming with that information at this time.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I was about to say, Freddy is not saying.
So anyway, y'all might want to give me, I don't know, get somewhere quick roll or something.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Don't say
I-
that. Your dice will.
Question.
My dice can do
May
it.
I potentially get advantage by using the flight thrusters on my hard suit? I have a mobility hard suit, which allows flight.
That makes a certain amount of sense.
16. You're somewhat good at that.
Yeah, if she
64.
can get an 11 rolling a 1, yeah, that's pretty good.
31?
Jesus Christ.
He was at the Mechs yesterday.
He
Uriah's
basically-
the Lich.
Either that or like he's just thrusting down the wall and like not even like touching the floor, he just hits a wall and more thrusters to and he's just down the next hall.
if a 10 is a success with an 8, Ty trips.
All right, so so Ty got under a 10. Who else got under a 10? Anybody?
I got a 20
Question.
total.
With my 31, can I have grab Ty just drug her along since I was bringing up the rear?
Yeah, well, no, you wouldn't have been bringing up the rear. Once you kicked them thrusters in, you'd have blown past everybody.
Fair
You
enough.
rolled the best, you're moving the fastest.
I would
Yep.
be the next lowest, so could I assist? Or at least put us on even.
Figured I'd ask.
All right. I will let you make a roll to see if you can reach back and snag her. Oh, wait, is Ty still invisible?
She wouldn't have been. No, she would have after the shot. Like she probably would not have gone back invisible.
Okay.
What do you want me to roll for it? Just
Do you
20
have
plus grit?
something like, or if you have a cool under pressure or whatever that?
Under pressure.
Yeah.
I don't have that one. Read a situation or spot probably wouldn't help either.
No.
We're skimming by our teeth here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to tell you what the consequences were going to be if you failed, but you didn't fail, so it doesn't matter.
So get some of
So
this.
Ty goes down. Vika, you managed to reach back and just kind of grab her kind of up under one arm, hoist her back to her feet.
Mm-hmm.
And so you two are breaking up the rear as y'all get into the airlock. Just as as you're approaching the airlock, you hear a muffled explosion, a couple of muffled explosions out in the distance. And then one of those, like, as you were walking into the place, the door to the left, y'all didn't end up having to go down. Water starts rushing in from that door.
They're doing bastards.
Where the other muffled explosion or two were sound like they were deeper into the facility. At the same time, the lights go out for just a second, and then like the emergency lighting, battery powered emergency lighting kicks on.
The light of the Baylor.
The ambient light from the Baylor.
I actually contact Whip and let them know we're coming in hot. They detonated charges in the base.
Hot exit.
Yep.
I think Cortev is all but riding his drone to his neck.
I imagine
It's
your
Dr.
eyes
Strange
already
loving that.
climbing into his.
So anyway, Vika and Tiana just get into the airlock as the water comes rushing in. All of y'all get your feet wet as the water rushes. Some water gets in before the airlock shuts.
Do
and
we see the
cycles.
guys float out of the wherever they were stored?
No.
Okay.
Though when you heard the muffled explosion, you might have heard them beginning to sing or chant or something. It's something that sounded religious.
Oh, congratulations. They're going to drown to death.
We'll debate the pros
They
and
don't
cons
have
of
hard suits.
ruthlessness.
The pressure would probably kill them before the drowning does.
Debate the pros and cons of ruthlessness being a mercy afterwards. Let's get to the lit frames.
Airlock, cycle shut.
Mm-hmm.
Starts to cycle open. The door gets about half. The water comes. It gets the water in. The door gets about half open before it stops.
Okay. Uriah, he goes up. Because of synthetic muscle netting, I can move things up to size 8. So he's just going to grab both sides and just wrench it open.
Wait until we're all in our mechs.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they are, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about how this worked. This worked. That's right. Y'all walked out into the dome area, which was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dome area is where all the mechs were, which seals up, and then there's the walkway in.
Yeah. I was not thinking about that. I guess because I'm looking at the picture and it looks open. So yeah, your mech. Once y'all get in y'all's mech, you'll have to get up there and force it the rest of the way open.
Yeah, I'm gonna make use of error of your ways, synthetic muscle netting, and able to move things of size 8 freely and just wrench the doors open.
Yeah,
Literally raise
probably
the
don't
roof.
even particularly damage them. You just sort of force them the rest of the way down, where they had just lost power.
Yeah.
It's like they had capacitors or something that had some of a charge even after the power flickered, but not enough to get it all the way.
There's a motor going that does it the rest of the way. And we're out.
Can I? What was the last ping that the radar sent me before it lost power?
The last ping, and Vika has a message from a set around the same time, but this was in the middle of the running, grabbing Tiana.
Yeah, she's not checking her missed calls right now.
Yeah. But they just keep pinging in, and when you climb in, it's like something's coming.
Fuck.
Lovely.
Well, more than likely they might have brought another Tiamat. Let's go.
Can you tell me how far out it is?
Oh no.
Probably this next map.
Probably.
All right, so y'all start making your, it's far enough out that y'all can start making y'all way out of the base. So, the base is out of view behind you. If you look on this map, I've got y'all at the top. You can rearrange yourselves up along that, top couple of
Are
lines.
those missiles?
For Potters.
Let me move y'all over where people can see because I've set this map too close to the edge.
I am also a neutral party enjoyer, so respect.
They are not missiles. You're underwater. Clearly, they are torpedoes.
Fun.
Specifically, some sort of autonomous, like drone torpedoes.
Moist missiles.
Considering the trails that torpedoes have to leave, can we determine which direction they came from?
Well, like I said, these are actually like
I don't even
autonomous
think we can see
drone
them
sorts
yet.
of things. They're just built like torpedoes.
Okay.
And they're probably not using little propellers. They're probably using,
Yeah.
anti-grav or whatever the ships use. But they are definitely coming your way. So, what you need to do is get off the bottom of the map.
So we need to make it down to here.
Yep, you need to run off the bottom of the map. While you're doing this, of course, the torpedoes will be trying to kill you.
As torpedoes do.
It is their purpose.
Fun.
So this should not be a long, drawn-out map. Fight. It shouldn't take you a couple of rounds to get down there, assuming nobody gets blown up.
Activating combat mode. Clean up the guardian drone.
And yes, if any of you have deployables, you knew these things were coming enough in advance. You can have your drone popped out if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on ahead and charge stasis bolt.
That is fine. And y'all will start off. So who wants to go first? There are 10 of these things coming at you.
Oh, sure.
Fun.
I'll go first.
Go for it.
Okay.
They have to be within sensors to scan, right?
Correct.
Okay. First, is this a protocol or is it? So quick tech action, activate, accelerate,
Mode.
pop, accelerate, 5 hexes here.
Okay.
So basically from here to here is if you move to that square, any part of your mech, you immediately move 5.
Cool.
Straightforward.
That'll help me a lot since my
It's
movement
like the
speed
dog
is
put a slip and
3.
slide down.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
and
underwater.
the stone-looking areas are 1 high against the more sandy bottom.
Okay.
So nothing too drastic.
He will then move
Then I would be
here and then immediately go here. And with one more movement, basically move 1 forward.
Okay.
It's going to pile on top of each other.
Dang. Okay. Last ability. Give Uriah Imperial Eye.
And that is what again?
If something comes within your range, it bursts in a disruptive charge, 2 AP energy damage to them, and they have to make a engineering save, etc., etc.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That's my turn.
You used that one when y'all were fighting the serpents.
Mm-hmm. But that's my turn.
Gotcha.
All right. First torpedo then has a movement of 7.
Can outrun torpedoes? Fuck yeah.
2, 3.
Going to animate that.
4, 5, 6, 7. Then it's going to boost. And then it's going to try to ram into the dog. All right, I don't need D10s. Where are my D20s?
Then the torpedo pops open, and it's Bob Barker. Have your pet spayed or neutered, and attacks the dog.
Oh god.
All right. Oh, I forgot about the accuracy. Does an 11 hit the dog?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
evasion 10.
Very nice then. Not a crit though. So 7 points of explosive damage.
Does it
It's
go
also
away?
burst 2, but there's nobody around you for that to make a difference.
Yeah, I kind of figured these things would be
Seven,
wide
yep.
explosives.
I take 6 because of my armor.
Okay. And that one is, of course, gone. Well, one of y'all can go.
I want to try something fun.
Go on.
All right. First off, I'm gonna move and I'm gonna boost, so that's 16. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hi, 15, 16. Are these things within my sensors now?
That depends on
No,
how
they're
far
not.
you
Got dog it. Okay. I have moved all I can move this turn anyway. I am going to hold my, what is it called? Ready in action.
Okay.
I'm going to ready a banish invade action to the torpedo that gets the closest to us. As soon as it's within sensors of me, which is one space from the first one. So within 10, I'm gonna invade banish.
All right.
My turn.
Then it's my go, and this one immediately moves one. No, well, more than one forward, depending
Yes.
on what you do to it. But it definitely moves forward,
So-
so it triggers you.
Yep. All right.
And remind me what evade banish does.
It is it's a quick text, so it's going to be where is it? Quick tech, invade.
All right. Their E defense is 12.
Cool. I got a 19.
Okay. That's definitely a hit.
Oh, Zoom quit unexpectedly. Cool. I'm still here though.
Yeah, you froze for a second there.
Yep.
And then
So,
you jumbled up
success.
all me windows.
So until the end of my target's next turn, which is that one missile, takes 2 heat for every space it voluntarily moves up to 6. My hope for that is that it just blows up before it gets to us.
All right, so that's 1, which does not count towards that because it had already moved that when you triggered. So,
Mhm.
so
every other
1, 2, 3,
6,
4, 5, 6.
10.
So that is 6 heat.
Yep. It is 2 heat for every space. So
Oh, 2 heat for every space.
yes.
Oh, yeah, that's
much
like
stronger
12
than
heat
that.
then. Okay.
Yeah. It goes up to 6. So at 6, it's already fully charged.
Yep.
Heat or burn?
It is heat.
Heat, yeah.
Okay,
Most
so
tech actions tend to invoke heat more than
it can
anything else.
take 8 heat, and it's currently at 16. Or no, currently at 12, excuse me.
Yeah.
So that's going to do bad things to it, I am sure.
Yeah, when I was a projectionist at a digital theater, we had to constantly tell the management, do not shut the door to the server room. The server room was basically really just a glorified closet. They shut the server room. We almost lost everything due to overheat.
Yep. Alright, where is... Alright, so heat captain strength. And over... Alright, just... Alright, it tells me it overheats, but then doesn't tell me what overheating is. In the same spot.
It's basically reactor stress.
Yeah. Overheats. With us, I don't think they get stressed like we do.
You know,
In the
that's
same
fair.
way
This is basically an NPC.
Yeah.
I assume they just blow up when they've overheated.
Maybe they just lose in accuracy.
Hmm. So
Oh,
we
if a
have to make-
character with that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna treat these like I described them as drones. They're statted up, kind of like lancers, just not
Sure.
with all the fancy stuff. But I described them as drones, which makes more sense.
Hmm.
So, which would normally not have a heat cap. So, such as characters without a heat cap, such as biological characters and drones, would take heat. They instead take the equivalent amount of energy damage.
Hey.
Oh,
So we're just gonna say he took that as energy damage because that's nice and simple. He blows up, probably in this space back here. Burst of
question.
2, so too far away for anybody to.
Yeah.
Do I
what you
know-
got, Eric?
yeah. At what point did it hit half health? Since I know what that is,
1,
Automatically.
2, 3, 4.
because you said it took 2 heat every square it moved. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So except for the first square it moved, it would have gone.
So yeah, so
2, 4,
it moved
6,
here,
8.
and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it would have blown up further back than I was thinking. It would have been at a half about here. No, I guess I did that right. It'd been at half here.
About where? There. So
So it moved it moved 1 hex, then he triggered it, and the 2 hexes where it was taking damage.
okay. So when it hit,
It had taken 4 when it hit the halfway point, so it's got 8.
it's got 8. Okay.
If that's what I know. If that's what you're trying to math out.
It was what I was trying to math out because I automatically know when anything's at half health. So
Mission work.
Oh, I'm sorry. It did not. When it blew up this time, it did not blow up. It did not do the burst 2. It was a smaller explosion. Basically, if it goes off properly,
That's 2.
it does a set amount of
yeah.
damage. It's a 2. It's a burst 2. If you take one out by damaging it, it still explodes, but it's like stuff wasn't armed quite right, so it's not as large an explosion. It just affects the stuff.
So it's a blast 1.
Right. It just affects the stuff adjacent to it. But okay, so that one moved and is gone. That was y'all's go.
Although,
All right.
gonna move up here, take the slip slide 5 spaces, move my other
Whee!
6, which will put me, I think, right about here. Let me just double check. Yeah. And gonna tell a set, time to go loud, and activate core power.
Ooh.
All right. And what does your core power do?
Hive Frenzy, Hellswarm. Activate and adjacent allies all gain soft cover. Scouring Swarm deals 4 kinetic. Regeneration restores half instead of a quarter. If you would take structure damage, roll a d6. On a 6, the mech hellishly pulls itself back together, taking no structure damage and returning to 1 HP. I am shredded at this point, but I don't really have any active resistances or armor at this time.
Okay. So you're doing that freaky horror stuff, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be the freaky horse people the cult think we are.
Let your Horus flag fly.
And nothing is close enough to whip, beckon, or summon. So she's going to just stand there as a menacing abomination.
All right.
Portab looks at this that is happening like 6 feet away from him and is like, cool.
All right. So this one then is going to go after the.
Set just
abominable
very
race.
happy about it.
Oh yeah, she's into this.
To be fair, Vika might be grinning a little bit too.
In fact, y'all may be hanging out with the Mad Men too much, or the Mad Dogs too much, because you're pretty sure you're pretty sure you hear her do a Charlie Wayne style wahoo.
There is definite cackling if she's doing that.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it will boost to get to you. All right, so it's trying to attack you. Is it? You rattle off a bunch of stuff that field. You got some kind of field around you or anything, or?
If they start their turn adjacent to me, they will take the Scouring Swarm.
Okay. No, they're just moving in. So he's attacking you. Now your buddies adjacent to you have cover. Does that give you any bonuses?
No, it only gives them soft cover.
Okay.
So it basically gives him the guardian trait.
Yeah, and I'm house guard, so it goes out to
Okay.
range 2.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
Okay.
But it jacked up your regeneration from what?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So attacking you. What is your defense?
12.
Okay. I've rolled this d20 twice. I got a 6 both times. That's not good.
Need to sage that.
So it's
Statistically possible.
13
still.
total.
Beats a 12.
All right. So that is 7 points of damage. Explosive
All
damage.
right.
He goes out 2, which isn't close enough to hit anything. And it goes away. One of y'all can go.
I'm going to activate my core power.
All right. Remind me what it is.
For the rest of the scene, I gain +1 extra to all attacks, checks, and saves. Additionally, I can burst once a turn for a free action.
Carry on.
I'm sorry, not burst, boost.
Boost. Yeah,
Sorry.
I caught what you meant.
So standard move, 1. To go away. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Slide. 1. I'm gonna boost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to, let's see, I should be able to, yeah. I'm going to take a shot. Clear that. Two. With my prototype. No, I just passed it. There it is. All right, what's with the Vulture DRM? The DMR. Dyslexia.
All right, you're trying to hit an evade of 12.
Dang it. At 11.
All right, your shot misses. Is it reliable or anything?
It is not. I don't think any of my weapons are actually reliable.
Okay. Oops, I killed the wrong one there. One's dead, 2's dead, 3's dead.
Curious on one regard. Is that personalizations? I am currently also now invisible because I boosted and moved normal.
Okay. All right, so is that it for you, or you got something else?
Technically, I could actually barrage with that because I just used that single burst and my boost was free.
Yeah.
So
that's fine. Then you can take a shot with another weapon system.
Right. Yeah.
Shooting at the same one, I assume.
Yes. Right, and 14.
That's definitely a hit. How much damage you doing?
That is 3 explosive damage and 1 heat. Or 1 energy on top of it.
Alright, you said 4 explosive.
3 explosive and 1
Oh.
heat, or 1 energy damage in this
Yeah,
instance.
come on. So he took 4, so it's at the halfway point.
Alright. And that's it for my actions.
Alright, then the one you shot at
Ooh,
is
one
going
thing
to
I
beeline
could...
for you. 5, 6,
I
7.
won't do that for this turn.
Then it's going to boost. And try to slam into you. Alright, dice is the last chance you get tonight.
Relatable.
Okay, so the 19 on that dice, plus a 6 on the advantage.
And-
plus 4 for this attack.
And it also has to do a 50-50.
Alright. So it's a 29 to hit you, if it hits you.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got somebody in the chat
Hey.
who's about 29 and a half sessions behind us on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Hey, thanks for watching the stuff, though.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Glad you're here live. They're happy to see us live. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. Welcome to the chaos.
All right, so the 50-50. And I'll do that on this. So we're just going to go even or odd.
All right.
Patrick, you call it.
Even.
All right, so if it's even, it misses you. It's a 6, it misses you. Which is good, because that was going to be a crit.
Yeah, I know.
So it manages to sail, it just manages to sail past you.
I like picturing like this state of the art technology with targeting systems, and it gets an after image of Freddy just.
It's like
stops.
it knew
It's
where he
wait a
was
second.
when he fired. And it just aimed for there and just missed and kept going.
Mhm.
Hopefully a couple spots behind you.
Any indication that it's going to keep going that way?
It's basically a drone. You figure it can probably steer itself.
Hmm.
That would definitely be my purview, so good to know.
Our friend in chat says the missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't.
Very
a
Horusy
torpedo.
missile.
Technically a torpedo, they're underwater. But yes,
Moist
very
missile.
much so.
It counts.
Yeah.
The torpedo partially knows where it is because it knows it's underwater.
All right. So one of y'all's up next.
I think I'm the only one left.
I think you
Yep.
are.
So 1,
Come
2.
on down.
Slippy slide.
Yep.
3. Actually, 3. Then I'm gonna
Are
boost.
you on top of the dog?
1, 2, 3.
Just jumping over or sliding underneath.
Maybe.
Parkour.
I'm picturing more of a landing on top of it and springing off of it.
Yeah. So boost 3. Because I boosted. Roll a d6. 1. Okay, cool.
Well, it's only 1 heat, so.
Yeah, that's only 1 heat, but 1.
I keep thinking Gorka Morka, the boostess.
All right, you're out. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my last quick action to activate the EVA, or basically supercharge it. Go
I don't like where he's pointing, but I also do like it as someone who wants to watch whatever's about to happen.
Over here.
Oh, okay.
And I take 3 more heat.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
All right. That leaves me with all my torpedoes down here to go.
Mm-hmm.
This one, that we will affectionately name number 7.
Oh boy.
I always liked them.
Everyone loves number 7.
6, 7. Then he will boost.
Actually, you should be afraid of 7. It ain't 9.
Let go.
Want to ignore that
But
and
tish.
just go after Uriah. All right, so he's trying to smash into Uriah.
Mm-hmm.
11. 20.
Yep.
Minus 3d6.
Okay.
Roll the 3d6. That's right. You haven't taken an aggressive
10.
move against anybody so far. All right, so a 20 becomes a 10.
Still hits.
All right, so 7 points.
Yes,
of
but it's
damage.
not a crit.
Right.
Yeah.
It would have been 14 instead of 7.
Yeah.
I'm noticing some favoritism because when Freddy almost got blown up.
You have your own stuff.
Oh, wait a
does
minute.
I also let Vika get
wait.
hit.
Wait. It got into range of Imperial Eye.
It did, so it takes 2 AP energy damage.
Yeah.
Okay, that wouldn't have
What
been enough
else
to
does
destroy
that do?
It takes 2 AP energy damage and must succeed on an engineering save or be knocked back 2 spaces, knocked prone, and shredded.
Yeah, being knocked prone means it just fall to the ocean floor.
The missile is EP.
Mhm.
All right, so we had to make a what kind of save?
Engineering save.
All right, let's see here. Engineering. 21.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. So everything.
My dice are
Zeroes
deep.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it zeroes out.
Next up, we'll jump way over here to this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's going after Whip, based on the previous guy's telemetry. Does a 12 hit you, Whip?
Yes, it does.
All right. You still got the invisible thing going on, though, correct?
Let me double check that.
Isn't it like till your next action or something?
I forgot. I have armor, so I only took 6 damage.
Okay, that's fine.
Yay.
That's EVA module, flicker field, personal. Ah. Okay, I can only benefit from 1 instance of this effect each time.
Okay.
Hold on.
I mean, if something
Next
has
time you're
multi-attack.
attacked. Okay. Sorry, what?
Oh no, you're good.
Okay.
All right, so you are not invisible now.
Okay, but until the next time you're attacked, so I will not be invisible now.
Okay.
Because it says you can only benefit from 1 instance of this at a time. So.
Gotcha. All right, so it hits you and explodes. That's 7 points of damage.
All right.
No way it's close enough. Come on, I wanted to at least hit somebody that had somebody else standing next to him.
There's part of the reason why I specifically moved away from everybody.
All right, so this one here.
And was that burst too?
Maybe. I was thinking about it being from the actual thing, but the trick is it was hitting you, so the burst would be based on you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would hit him. 7 points, and he was already. Was that one already damaged?
Yeah,
Nope.
that's the one I.
That's right. I think you hit him with the second
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you knocked him halfway down. So yeah, the 7 will take him out. His involuntary explosion only covers a burst of 1, so that doesn't reach you.
Good job,
poor
Freddy.
babies.
Use your
My
body
poor babies
to
were supposed to do
blow
so
up
much
the
better
other
than
one.
this. 7 boost, 1, 2, 3. Going after Vika.
Let's go.
21.
That'll hit.
All right. That is a crit, so 14 points of damage.
I'm fine.
That never be said. I'm not a team player.
So it didn't structure you or anything?
No.
I have 24 health.
Oh, that's fair. Hey, that's fair.
Jesus Christ.
I do
Per
too.
track.
Yeah.
So,
Boosts to hit Vika.
how much hull have you taken? How many points of hull have you taken?
You mean structure?
No.
Hull, I have 3.
Okay.
Baylor is
it's-
just a beefy girl.
Yeah.
All right, so it's another 21.
With hull, you get a +2
Holy
for each
shit.
point.
think you
My
found
brother
your
in
nice-
Christ, I'm
Oh.
feeling attacked here.
14 points of damage.
Like, I can only do field analyst once a turn, guys. I can't do it no more.
Still got 2 more.
That one is gone.
Okay. We rolled a 6. I do not take structure damage,
Coastal
and I
one.
return to 1 HP. Hellishly pulling
Hell
myself
yeah.
back together.
So it looked like
Arm
big
blows
chunks of you
up.
getting blown off, and then suddenly they sort of stop. And
They
I
schlong.
set,
I keep,
possibly still cackling like Charlie Wainwright.
she's gone from laughing like Charlie Wayne to cackling like a Halloween witch.
I'm okay with
Oh
this.
no.
honestly, I think she's laughing like Charlie Wayne, but then she starts to down pitch. It's like,
It's fine.
Thank
It's
you,
on
Chuckles.
brand. It's on
Oh.
brand.
All right,
And-
next up.
Of course, when you said she blows up and then slowly comes together, I keep thinking the first Blade movie when the guy gets cut in half.
This one's going to boost. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And when Vika's mech reconstitutes, the drone takes like 2 steps back. Because it knows how that thing gets made.
Drone's like, I don't want no shade, man.
Is that hitting the dog or is that hitting?
That is hitting the dog.
Okay.
Bigger target. What is your evade?
10.
Do have soft cover.
All right, so that would remove. That would give him. Oh, that would remove one of his accuracy.
Correct.
So that comes out to a 17.
Yeah, it hits.
All right. Would have been a crit if he kept his accuracy. So 7 points of damage.
Goes down to 6.
Okay, that's fine. That is burst, so grid space. Let's see. Oh, I should have gone after grid space now that I think about it, tactically speaking. Oh, well. So 1, 2.
You got one more missile left. Come on.
No.
So yeah, that would hit you too, grid space.
Alrighty.
And where is grid space? Is his drone?
It's right next to him. The drone has resistance, so I'm not worried about the drone so much.
Oh yeah, the
Drone's
drone would
like there.
would be hit by that as well then.
I rolled 2 5s. Interesting. Glancing blow. Let's go.
And then the
So
last
you're-
one. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. All right, it can hit Vika or Whip. You two guys are the closest. I'm going to roll even or odd. Even is Vika,
Bring
odd
it.
is Whip.
Bring it.
Even is Vika.
Go ahead and try it, buddy. Hell Swarm.
Well, you brought it.
Immunity to all damage until the end of the current turn.
Oh shit.
Heck yeah.
All right, got a 19. So it definitely hit. Where, if it
Does
had
not
missed, it would have
matter.
just sailed past you. But So it does hit, it does explode, it does nothing because you are currently immune.
We're still rebooting here.
That's Hector, the spear into Hector.
Keep walking up the spear. Just grabs the missile and like shoves it inside.
It repairs your.
Thank you for giving me a repair.
Thank you for your materials.
No. Better yet, while in flight, it grabs the torpedo and then shoves it right in its own eye.
Doesn't have a face.
You have that weird dead cells burning skull sphere thing, don't you?
No face.
No.
The Baylor things. I don't think. Basically, it was like we don't give them faces because we don't want to look what we've made in the eye.
Oh.
Well, also keep in mind, no two Horus mechs are ever made the same.
Same, yeah. Except the Goblin, I think it's the only one that has a definitive pattern.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's basically an exosuit.
Yeah.
It was probably one of Horse's first designs.
No, because I want to say
they
there's.
don't look at the past. It distracts them now.
I want to say there because one of them, it's like the Baronese people, where that's basically they just inject one of the exosuits with like a virus, and it turns into one of them suits. It's basically how
Sounds
like
like
the
it's weird.
miners. It's basically how the miners revolted.
All right, so that wraps up the first turn. And at
Fine.
this point, y'all can just casually stroll off the map because there are no
Think
more
this
torpedoes
through.
incoming.
You work from that.
Well,
But it's
I
basically you
expected
sounded-
I expected some of them to miss and have to come back around for second licks, but
Obviously, if you keep rolling 20s.
that's true. Just roll a 20.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's,
that
taking-
that's the
name
theme of the
episode.
night.
I mean, you are the GM. You could have spawned in more missiles.
I figured 10 to be well, and I did chew, one up a little bit at least.
You structured me, and I had to roll 2, and I just happened to roll 2 5s.
That's the first
Did you get
damage
double
the dog.
structured?
I was already on one structure, so it had me roll again.
Structured
I
from the
rolled-
But it was a
previous
glancing-
combat.
Okay, gotcha. So we leave. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all get back to the ship
And,
that y'all are being based off of.
and now we leave. You didn't do anything.
But so yeah, you get back there. They're very pleased with your mission. You spend an evening on the ship making a full report, sending it back to Jellicoe. It's not technically the end of your mission. They keep y'all out here, doing more of the basic search pattern that they had everybody do to make sure there's not anything else.
Yeah.
And they repair your mechs on the ship.
Thank God.
But
Nah, I'm good.
During the time that they're back and like doing all the report, Ty seems a little downtrodden, but
You all right, Ty?
what's Ty upset about?
It's also 9:30, so we could probably get to that next session.
yeah.
Oh, that's a fair
Next session.
point. That's a fair point. Everybody remember Ty was feeling sad.
Ty is sad.
Ty had a sad.
Come on.
Sad.
Come on,
Ty-
she's a medic.
I'm gonna
She's
make
like-
that note.
My moral compass is being questioned at this moment.
Yes, and so is
Why?
Freddy's.
Why Tiana is sad? Question mark. All right.
Do we get back like our repairs and everything on the ship or no? Or is it just they repair it?
They'd probably re-equip you. The trick is, like I said, the mission technically goes on for another couple of weeks
But
before y'all are shipped back to
a base.
back to base. So we'll be
Jellicoe.
starting up next time. Y'all have been back to base for a few days,
All right.
and we'll handle downtime actions like that before we get into the current mission.
All
Or the
right.
what will be the new mission.
So
I hope y'all had
level.
fun. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
That was a cool
Yeah.
encounter.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I wanted the little tactical thing at the end, but I was like, but mix would take forever. Then I came up with the idea of
The torpedoes.
Torpedoes.
I
The
feel
torpedoes.
vindicated. I feel vindicated in holding that hack. I was like, these things are drones. I can hack them.
Oh yeah, that was very effective against them.
My original idea was try and get as close as possible and like try and shoot one to see if I can make multiple explode, but it didn't.
That would have been so cool.
And
Try
I
that as
had
well.
I had them spaced out so you couldn't just domino them. When
Yeah,
I first threw them on the map, I had them set up like bowling pins, and I was like, no.
But then I was, but then my second idea was like I couldn't do that. I couldn't get close enough, so I was like, you know what? Just support the team. Let's go.
You cannot
It's
set
what
them
you
up
do
like
good.
bowling pins because your entire group of players likes to lob bowling balls.
Yep.
And I would have swapped up the Imperial Eye onto someone else had I known that like Vika was going to go farther ahead than Uriah. But
I got to use Hell Swarm. I'm happy.
yeah, and I'm like, I was like, I have to pick when I use Field Analyst. It's like,
yeah, with
save it for the crits. That's all I
with
can
Hell
do.
Swarm, Sarah's turned Jason's tendency to target Vika against him.
She tends to jump out in front.
I mean, I did that with White Witch too, but White Witch gained armor, so
Yeah.
It was a tactic there. All right, well let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
I hope our viewer that came by in chat enjoyed it.
we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Have fun catching it. Have
Tuesday.
fun catching up with where we're at. Hope anybody that comes by and watches later enjoyed it. Again, I was your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me has been Sarah playing Vika, Patrick playing Freddy, Carr playing Tiana, Eric playing Uriah, and Jeremy playing Cortev. And we will see y'all next time.
Good night, everybody.